God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My son, listen deeply to what I place in your spirit now, for these words carry the warmth of my presence and the weight of my glory. I chose you to see up close what many only dream of understanding, because I know every detail of your story, every wound that shaped you, every breath you took believing I was distant. Nothing in your journey was accidental, every tear that fell was recorded in my book, every silence you faced was not abandonment but preparation. I led you into places where only my hand could sustain you, and even when your heart was tired and your faith seemed fragile, I remained with you. You feel that you are ready for a deep transformation in your life and in the lives of those you love. Sometimes all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings I have already reserved for you. A single minute of prayer can begin a spiritual journey that transforms the inner world and reflects in the outer one. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, seek the guidance offered with love, and let yourself be led back into my presence. What wounded you, what drained you, what almost extinguished your hope will be transformed into a living testimony of my faithfulness. Do not look back with resentment but with spiritual understanding, for my grace walked with you even on the days when you could no longer believe in yourself. I cared for you when no one saw, I lifted you when the world thought you would fall forever, and I will continue to guide you because I do not give up on the ones I call. It is written, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. John chapter 10 verse 11. Nothing you faced was wasted. Everything served a purpose in the unfolding of my plans for you. When you felt your strength fading and your voice no longer carried courage to cry out, when your heart tightened believing there was no way out, I was there, silent, yet never absent, upholding your steps with the unshakable firmness of my faithfulness. You thought my silence was abandonment, but it was divine strategy, sacred protection moving behind the veil. While the world seemed to close around you, heaven was opening above you, preparing paths your eyes were not yet able to see. I guided you away from roads that would destroy you, protected you from alliances that would wound you, and diverted you from traps invisible to human eyes. Every time you fell, I extended my hand to raise you. Every time you doubted, I breathed renewed faith into your spirit. Every time you were humiliated, I was preparing a table of honor before those who mistakenly declared your end. Nothing you endured went unnoticed by me. In every battle, you were refined like gold in the fire, and now your heart is firm, shaped, strengthened, and fully prepared to carry what once would have crushed you. My son, nothing you endured was in vain, for every difficult step you took was being guided by my hand, preparing you for a greater and more solid season than the one you imagined. As it is written, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear?" Psalm 27 verse 1. I walked you through valleys that felt endless so your confidence would be established in me and not in the unstable emotions that so often tried to dominate you. Those who mocked your faith, who tried to diminish your strength or dim your light, will witness with their own eyes the justice that comes from me, for my promises never return void. I do not bring human vengeance, I bring restoration, order, balance, and power that flow directly from my glory. Those who tried to suffocate your light will realize that your light never came from yourself but from my presence within you, which never went out. When they said you wouldn't make it, I declared to your spirit, "Prepare, for I am taking you beyond." And now, my son, what once seemed impossible is beginning to bend before you. The chains that held you are breaking, the darkness that surrounded you is losing strength, and invisible movements are already being made in your favor even before your eyes can see them. I am the one who works in the unseen, who acts where human hands can never reach, who restores wounds so deep you didn't even know how to name them. When I touch your soul, I enter places locked for years, spaces where you stored pain, silence, and memories you believed would never be healed. I dissolve hidden traumas and tear down thoughts that rose like fortresses against your peace, dismantling one by one the silent fears that attempted to rule your heart. I move where medicine cannot explain, where advice cannot resolve, where human logic becomes too small to grasp what I am doing. I undo the fears that visited you in the night, stealing your rest and convincing you that you would never be enough. But I, your God, declare now that what the enemy used to try to destroy your identity will become the very tool I use to lift you with double strength. You were not created merely to survive, you were created to overcome with authority and purpose. What once brought you shame will be transformed into a platform of honor, and everything that was formed against you is being reversed by my powerful hand, which does not fail, does not retreat, and never loses a battle. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My son, I now clothe you with garments that carry the fragrance of renewal. Where heaviness once lived, I place a supernatural lightness that lifts your spirit from inside out. Where anxiety once made your chest tighten, I pour peace that flows beyond logic, a peace that quiets storms you no longer need to fight. Where shame tried to stain your identity, I plant honor that no circumstance can uproot. You believed your mistakes had the power to define your destiny, but I say to you, your mistakes were simply the classroom where you learned humility, dependence, and wisdom. Not one fall has canceled my calling. Not one stumble has revoked my promise. Not one weakness has stopped me from shaping your future. I raise you now, not so the world applauds you, but so the world witnesses my glory reflected through your restored life. From this moment on, the strength that carries you will no longer be human, it will be the strength that flows from my spirit. Walk with the confidence of one who belongs to me, because your identity in me cannot be stolen, diminished, or corrupted. You are mine, and that is enough. Declare, I rise in God's strength, clothed in His honor. My son, the wounds that once broke you open will become healing oil for many. It is written, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew chapter 5 verse 16. What once felt like senseless pain will transform into keys that unlock freedom in those walking through their own valleys of shadows. You will be a living testimony that I turn ashes into beauty, sorrow into strength, deserts into fountains, and defeat into divine purpose. The words I am placing in your spirit today will carry an authority that shifts atmospheres, restores broken hearts, and dismantles chains no one else could see. You will become a lighthouse for the lost, a voice for the silenced, a shelter for the weary. Your story will be a bridge leading others back to hope, back to faith, back to me. Nothing you endured will be wasted. Every tear has been woven into the ministry of compassion I am building through your life. Declare, my story will shine with purpose and bring healing to others. And when I lift you in the presence of those who once witnessed your fall, it will not be to prove anything to them, it will be to reveal what I have rebuilt within you. They may see the transformation, but they will never comprehend the secret price you paid. They did not see the nights when your pillow held your tears, nor the days when you fought just to keep breathing, nor the moments when your heart bled in silence. But I saw every moment. I was beside you in every heavy breath, in every quiet collapse, in every whispered, "Help me." And because I walked with you through the depths, I now crown you with authority, purpose, and vision. The radiance that will shine through your life will not be temporary or shallow, it will be a steady, enduring light birthed from my presence dwelling within you. You will become someone who inspires courage, elevates faith, and brings healing, not because you learned it easily, but because you lived it deeply. It is written, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. My son, the work I started in you is untouchable, unstoppable, and irrevocable. You were shaped in the fire of affliction so you could carry abundance with maturity and gratitude. Today, I lift off the fragments of guilt that tried to cling to your soul. I remove the remnants of fear that whispered lies into your mind. I sweep away the shadows of sadness that attempted to anchor your spirit. From this moment onward, you will walk with the certainty that I am your foundation, your shelter, your strength, and your daily provision. The doors set before you will not open by human effort, they will open by divine command. Those who mocked your faith will witness its fulfillment. Those who doubted your potential will witness your rise. Those who expected your downfall will watch you advance. My son, prepare your heart for what I am bringing, for it will stretch beyond what you prayed for and reach deeper than what you dared to imagine. The harvest will come in places where you no longer had hope. Restoration will reach areas you believed were permanently broken. Provision will flow from sources you never knew existed. This is the season when my hand will write unexpected chapters over your story, chapters so filled with grace that even those who love you will stand in awe. You will rise not by human effort, but because my breath propels you forward. When you speak, your words will carry healing. When you walk, peace will follow your steps. When you pray, heaven will respond with clarity and speed. Do not fear the new, I am in the new. Do not fear tomorrow, I am beyond tomorrow. Do not fear the unknown, I am the one who walks ahead of you. Every step you take will be guided, guarded, and grounded in my presence. Declare, I step into God's new season with courage and faith. There are moments in your journey when everything inside you wonders why the path has been so intense, why the weight has been so heavy, and why the storms have been so frequent. Yet even in those places where uncertainty tried to suffocate your faith, I was breathing life into the very places you thought were dying. I have chosen to glorify my name through your story, not by displaying perfection, but by revealing the strength that rises in the midst of fragility. The ground that once felt barren beneath your feet será lembrado como o terreno onde a esperanza floresceu, where a faith that refused to surrender became a testimony carried not only in your voice, but in your scars. Every tear you cried watered the seeds of a future you could not yet see, and now the time is approaching when what once was only a whispered promise will stand before you in fullness. Nothing has erased what I have spoken over you. Nothing has diminished what I planted within you. My plans were never shaken by the storms. I used the storms to reveal that I have always been the one guiding your boat through every violent wave. Every wind that rose against you, every battle that tried to silence your voice was a sign of how close you were to your destiny. The enemy attempted to steal your words, but I am restoring the authorship of your own story. He tried to suffocate your light, but I am rekindling the flame that lives in your spirit. Even in the stillness, where everything seemed motionless and your heart feared that nothing was changing, my hands were molding you like clay in the potter's embrace. I was shaping your character, polishing your strength, and preparing your spirit for the abundance that waits ahead. None of your waiting was wasted. None of your pain was meaningless. I have been carving resilience into your soul, building beauty that will outlast every season of brokenness. And now I tell you that the future is firmly held in my hands, and what is coming will exceed what you lost, what you feared, and what you believed had ended. You will not walk beneath the shadow of fear anymore, because I am leading you into the light of my promise. The wounds that once paralyzed your steps will lose their power over your present and your future. I am not merely lifting you from the ground. I am placing you in a visible place, not for your own glory, but so that others may see that I am God in your life. Those who doubted you will witness your victory, not as an accident, not as luck, but as evidence of divine faithfulness. I do not allow my children to remain in shame. I lift them high so that the world can witness what my hand can do. When people turn their backs on you, remember that I never took a single step away. When doors closed without explanation, remember that mine has always remained open. I am the path through every impossibility, the voice that silences doubt, the strength that steadies your trembling heart. When they tell you there is no way out, I whisper again, I am the way. When discouragement speaks louder than hope, I surround you with a presence that says, I am here. Your victory will not come through shortcuts, but through processes guided by my wisdom. I do not rush time to satisfy human anxiety. I align moments with perfection. While you waited, I was building the stage for your breakthrough. While you cried, I was writing new chapters that you were not yet ready to read. While others attempted to tear you down, I strengthened your roots so deeply that no storm could uproot you. Your story will become a bridge for those who walk through wounds you once carried. Your pain will become the very testimony that frees others from their own chains. Nothing you endured will be wasted. Everything will be transformed into strength, compassion, and purpose. What once felt like the weight that would destroy you will become the fuel that empowers those who felt they had no strength left. I will turn your journey into a living testimony that those who trust in me are never abandoned, never forgotten, never defeated. When I decide to move, no system can limit me, no barrier can resist me, and no darkness can stand before my light. Your life will witness unexpected shifts, sudden breakthroughs, and moments that reveal how deeply I have been working behind the scenes. The impossible will become the stage of my action. Miracles that defy human reason will unfold before your eyes, and doors no one imagined would open will stand wide as signs of my sovereignty. Your faith will become the banner that announces victory, and my hand will remain extended toward you, unchanged, unwavering, and eternal. Even in the hours when you felt far from me, I stood beside you. When your faith trembled under the weight of fear, I held you with firmness. When your mind shouted that everything was over, I whispered gently, "Hold on a little longer." And now, the moment you have been waiting for is drawing near. What once felt unreachable is approaching your horizon. Peace will overflow in your soul, a peace that does not depend on circumstances. Your mind will breathe again, your heart will rest, and your voice will rise in gratitude. Others will look at your life and find light in their darkness, hope in their despair, and faith in their doubts. I transform narrow paths into wide avenues, valleys into victories, and silences into powerful answers. Nothing in creation escapes my reach. No wall is too high, no pit too deep, no storm too long. Everything surrenders when I choose to act. Even when you thought nothing was moving, your story was advancing. My hand was working in the unseen, weaving pieces that seemed shattered, aligning what felt permanently broken. The voices that insisted nothing would change will be silenced by the weight of what I am about to reveal. So many looked at you and saw limitations, but I always saw purpose. So many judged by what was visible, but I knew the depth of your soul. Before they doubted you, I had already chosen you. If at any moment in your life you felt chosen despite everything, that feeling was not a coincidence, it was the quiet signal of destiny calling your name. While they laughed at your faith, I was preparing your celebration. While they said it was too late, I was shaping the perfect timing. While they expected your downfall, I was building your rise. And now, the words that once wounded you will lose all power, because the truth I am about to manifest in your life will speak louder than every doubt, every delay, and every shadow that tried to hold you back. The story I write for you will not be small, will not be ordinary, will not be forgotten. It will be a testament of grace, power, purpose, and transformation. It will show the world that those who trust in me, even when they walk through fire, emerge carrying glory. When you believed that time was slipping through your fingers and progress felt impossible, I was already shaping the path beneath your feet. What you thought was delay was, in fact, preparation wrapped in mystery. While you wondered why nothing seemed to move, I was nurturing roots deep within you, roots that no storm will ever be able to uproot. You did not see the silent work I performed in the shadows, strengthening what would one day sustain your new season. And now, this season approaches with a magnitude you cannot yet comprehend. What is coming will not be small, hidden, or quiet. It will not pass unnoticed. I will ensure that many see the transformation unfolding in you, not to glorify your name, but to reveal the power of mine. They will see that I am still God, still faithful, still sovereign, still able to do exceedingly and abundantly more than you ever dared imagine. Every moment you thought was wasted has now become the foundation upon which I will build what is extraordinary. Nothing was lost. Nothing was in vain. Every step carried purpose, every silence carried meaning, and every tear watered the ground of the miracle that is about to rise. I have watched the looks meant to diminish your worth, the whispers meant to label you, and the circumstances that tried to bury you under shame. I saw the doors that closed abruptly and the people who pushed you toward the bottom as if you were unworthy of standing tall. Yet even while they pushed, I lifted you in the realm they could not see. Even when they attempted to silence you, I strengthened your voice. While they questioned your capacity, I witnessed the courage growing inside you, quiet, persistent, undeniable. My hand does more than remove obstacles, it creates paths where none existed before. Just as I parted the sea for my people, I will carve a passage through the places that once seemed sealed. Just as I broke down walls built by the designs of men, I will collapse the structures that rise against your progress. You do not need to fear what stands before you, because nothing stands before me. No wall is too high for my hand. No barrier is too strong for my breath. What intimidates you is nothing more than clay in my command. Trust that the same power that shaped galaxies is shaping your story even now. I will dismantle every structure that has risen to stop your advance. I will cause blessings to emerge from places long declared barren, just as water once flowed from the rock. Those who doubted you will not understand how such favor formed around your life. They will see doors swing open and wonder where the key came from. They will watch pathways appear and question who built them. They will witness your life blossom in ways that defy explanation, and they will realize that no human hand could have orchestrated such glory. What I am preparing will not be a subtle shift but a divine upheaval, an unmistakable display of my presence. The impossible will not merely bow, it will crumble beneath the weight of what I will accomplish. Your faith, tested through fire, will soon be honored in the open. I do not overlook the one who walks with me even when weary. I do not forsake the one who trusts me even when trembling. I do not cast aside the one who clings to my promise even when surrounded by doubts. I remain by the side of the one who chooses to believe with tears in their eyes. And you, my child, are one of them. You have stood where many would have fallen. You have carried burdens that would have crushed others. You have endured silence that would have broken many. Yet you did not release my hand, even when your strength seemed gone. Now the moment has come for me to act in the sight of many. Your victory will answer questions you never knew how to ask. What I will do will not be ordinary, for my faithfulness knows no boundaries. You will be living proof that I never allow a promise to fall into emptiness. I do not forget. I fulfill. I do not delay. I act at the precise moment. I do not fail. I astonish. The voices that rose to wound you will lose all power. Those who conspired against you will fall into their own schemes. The evil cast toward your life will return to those who sent it, empty and powerless, because upon you rests the seal of my promise. Your soul will be guarded, your mind strengthened, and your steps directed with unshakable precision. No strategy of the enemy will prevail where my word has already been established. While many anticipate your downfall, they will witness your rise. And they will know, without doubt, that it was not the applause of men that lifted you. It was my hand. When they ask how it occurred, the answer will be simple: it was the work of God. When they search for explanations, they will encounter mysteries that only I can perform. Your victory will be undeniable because it will be born from my will, not human effort. I know your heart more deeply than you understand it yourself. I know the times your smile served as a shield to hide your wounds. I know the moments your bravery was merely a method to keep others from seeing your exhaustion. I know the days you pretended to be fine so no one would worry about you. I know the nights you longed desperately to hear a word of comfort. In every one of those moments, I was there, silent, yet present, unseen, yet sustaining you. I held your soul when you felt like collapsing. I breathed strength into your lungs when anxiety tried to steal your breath. I whispered courage into your spirit when fear tried to drown you. And now, everything that accumulated in secret will transform into a harvest seen by many. The seeds of faith that you planted with tears will bloom before the eyes of those who once doubted you. Your harvest will be abundant, not because of luck, but because of my loyalty. I saw every act of faith, every gesture of trust, every whispered prayer in the middle of the night. I stood in every detail, even when you thought I was far away. What is coming upon your life will be so powerful that it will shift the atmosphere around you. Where there was discouragement, strength will rise. Where there was darkness, light will break forth. Where there was doubt, conviction will anchor itself. Where there was paralysis, movement will surge forward. My presence never passes without leaving transformation. Your home will be filled with peace. Your family will feel the echo of my intervention. Your name will carry the seal of my victory. Those who mocked you will witness your transformation without being able to prevent it. They will have no power to erase what I will establish. When I choose to bless, no hand can block it. When I extend my arm, no force can resist it. When I decree victory, nothing in heaven or earth can overturn it. Your story will carry the mark of a change that will be remembered. And not because you fought your way to the top, not because you proved anyone wrong, but because I, the Lord who sees all, chose to display my glory through your journey. Everything you endured was shaping you for this very moment. Everything you survived was preparing you for what is about to unfold. You are stepping into a chapter where my fingerprints will be visible in every detail. Your tomorrow will not look like your yesterday. The weight you carried will turn into testimony. The darkness you endured will turn into the backdrop of a brilliance only I can reveal. Stand firm, my child. Lift your head. Strengthen your spirit. What is coming is greater than you expect, closer than you realize, and more glorious than you can comprehend. I am not finished with you, far from it. I am just beginning. You have often wondered why certain battles seem designed specifically for you, why storms hit you harder than others, why trials arrived one after another, almost without mercy. But what you saw as punishment was preparation. What you perceived as abandonment was, in truth, my protective hand guarding you from paths that would have destroyed you. When you thought everything was falling apart, I was assembling pieces you did not know were missing. When you felt stuck, I was planting roots deep enough to sustain the greatness that would later bloom. You could not see what I was constructing behind the scenes, but even in your moments of despair, my plan remained intact. Now you will witness the unfolding of what your heart believed in the dark. Things that were stagnant will begin to move, opportunities long delayed will begin to open, and places where you felt defeated will become stages for victory. Do not fear the judgment of others, for my voice will speak louder than every accusation. Do not fear the winds that blow against you. They are pushing your boat toward the waters you were destined to sail. Every resistance you faced was shaping endurance. Every tear was watering the seeds of future triumphs. Rest under my wings, for your life is guarded by my presence, and no force of darkness can prevail against what I have ordained. You carry within yourself a strength forged through fire, a resilience born from walking through valleys that would have broken others. And because of this, your testimony will become a beacon for those who feel lost in their own storms. They will look at where you came from, what you overcame, and how you stood firm when everything around you crumbled, and they will realize that the trials they feared were never the end. They were a pathway to transformation. Through your journey, many will understand that perseverance wrapped in faith creates futures where impossibilities bow to divine power. Your life will not merely tell a story, it will echo hope, healing, and restoration. You have been chosen to live an experience that transcends human explanation, and your transformation will be so profound that even those who doubted my existence will recognize my hand upon you. There were days when you felt hidden, days when silence felt suffocating, days when your prayers seemed to vanish before reaching the heavens. But I never forgot you. I sheltered you in the shadows only for a season, because the moment of revelation had not yet arrived. What I prepare for my children is never rushed, never random, never without purpose. I guard what is precious until the appointed time. And now, the appointed time draws near. You will soon understand why the process required patience, why the pain carved depth within your soul, and why the wait felt so long. I do not grant shallow victories, I establish triumphs that mark generations. I do not offer temporary blessings, I give promises wrapped in eternity. I am not merely lifting you from the ground, you are being established on unshakable rock. Your story will become evidence to many that I am real, that I am faithful, and that nothing and no one can hinder the movement of my hand. The very moments where others declared there was no hope will become the places where my promise blooms with undeniable beauty. Take my hand in this season of tribulation and walk with confidence, for nothing you face has the power to destroy you while I stand beside you. Do not allow threats, problems, or voices of despair to steal your peace. I see the sincerity of your heart, the weight of your struggles, the depth of your wounds, and I am moved with compassion. As I have told you before, my desire is to bless you, not as a reward for perfection, but as a response to your perseverance, humility, and trust. The path toward greatness is paved with persistence, discipline, and unwavering faith. Every challenge you have overcome has strengthened you, preparing you for greater heights. You are destined not only for success, but for legacy, one that will endure long after passing storms are forgotten. Do not be discouraged by obstacles, let them fuel your determination. What seemed like opposition was actually sharpening your vision, refining your purpose, and positioning you for divine manifestation. Continue pressing forward, for every trial contains a hidden opportunity and every delay carries a blessing waiting to unfold. You possess within you the ability to rise far beyond what others expect, because your strength is not merely human, it is fortified by my Spirit. With each battle, your wisdom grows, your discernment sharpens, your endurance expands. What once intimidated you will soon appear small, for you are stepping into a season where clarity increases, doors align, and paths open in ways that exceed logic. Trust that I walk with you in every moment. Trust that the dreams inside your heart are not illusions, they are seeds I planted. Trust that the support you need will arrive at the exact time it is meant to. You are never alone in this journey, for my presence surrounds you, guides you, and empowers you. Cherish every lesson, even the painful ones, for they form the tapestry of your destiny. Every joy, every disappointment, every blessing, and every breaking point has been stitching together the masterpiece of your life. Do not let doubt interrupt what I am completing in you. The enemy wants to distract you with fear, but my voice calls you to walk in assurance. Lift your eyes from the weight of circumstances and fix them on the promise. Each step you take in faith releases a new wave of purpose, a new dimension of strength, a new layer of destiny. You have survived too much to turn back now. You have been shaped too deeply to stop at the threshold of fulfillment. Move forward with courage, for everything that once hindered you is losing its hold, and everything that was delayed is being activated. The season ahead will reveal why the past was necessary, why the pain was allowed, and why the silence endured. You are stepping into alignment with what has been written for you long before you took your first breath. What once hurt you will no longer break you, what once intimidated you will no longer limit you. I am breathing new life into your purpose, new strength into your bones, new clarity into your vision. And as I lift you, many will see, not your strength, but mine working through you. They will witness what happens when a heart refuses to give up, when faith stands firm in adversity, and when a soul clings to me even in the darkest hour. You are the evidence of my faithfulness. You are the living testimony of divine transformation. And nothing, not fear, not opposition, not doubt, will stop the fulfillment of what I have begun in you. Never forget that success is not a destination but a journey, a process shaped day by day with intention, reflection, and perseverance. Do not lose heart when progress feels slow. Sometimes the path must be paused, recalibrated, or redirected to ensure you reach the right destination. Enthusiasm will carry you far, but wisdom will carry you farther. Be careful with pride. It can deceive you into believing you have arrived before your journey is complete. Pride whispers that you don't need help, that you don't need correction, that you don't need guidance. But humility opens the door to growth, clarity, and profound strength. Walk humbly, pray deeply, listen attentively, and allow yourself to be shaped by the lessons that life, and I, place before you. When you choose humility, patience, and wisdom, nothing in this world can keep you from becoming everything you were meant to be. Every dream you hold, every desire burning in your chest, every calling that stirs within your spirit becomes attainable when built on the right foundation. Above all, remember this: you are walking a path that was crafted for you with divine intention. You will not be abandoned in confusion, nor forgotten in moments of weakness. My hand is over your life not only in the triumphs, but also in the trials that forge resilience within you. Even when you lose your way, I gently guide you back. Even when your heart feels worn, I breathe strength into you again. Your story is not defined by your missteps, but by the relentless grace that pulls you forward. You are chosen, cherished, and destined for greatness, not because of perfection, but because of purpose. Keep your faith burning, keep your hope alive, and keep your spirit aligned with me. Every word I have spoken will be fulfilled. Every promise will stand firm. And the future awaiting you will reflect my love, my power, and my unwavering commitment to your destiny. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.